Hey subscribers and visitors, thanks for joining me today. It is a cold day in the Northeast. Just to give you a little idea as to what I'm talking about. This is the outdoors. We're snowing. It's in the teens, and it's not supposed to get any warmer for another 10 days or 2 weeks. So I thought this was a good time to take you through a little mod or repair that we should all take care of during the winter. What I'm going to take you through today is the adjustment of your rudder cable. In my case, what happens, and I'm sure this happens to all of you as well, is over time that it's not even a cable, it's a cord, and that cord gets stretched out to the point where you have all this free play. Okay, right now the rudder's not moving because you've got all this loosened cord that's inside the kayak, and it's going to take a movement of this much before you're activating the rudder. So let's show you how much free play we're talking about here. I'm taking the rudder, I'm moving it, the handle, moving it all the way to the right, and I'm going to put a tape measure on it. Okay, so I've got it at the 3-inch mark here, and I'm going to move the handle until it stops. So what looks to me is about 1.25 inches of free play. And we're going to tighten up the cord. I'll show you how to do that, and we'll see whether or not we can narrow this gap. Before we get started, we want to pull up the rudder. Make sure it's in its upright position. Next, we want to open up the panel where the steering drum is located, and this is also where we can make the adjustments to the steering lines. Okay, now if you get real close and look at what I'm talking about, you'll see some free play here on both sides. Can you see this? It's just very loose, and this is what we're going to tighten up. It's really pretty simple. We're going to loosen up these screws just a little bit here. I'm just using pliers gently here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just pulling up on this cord. It crosses over, okay? So the cord from the right side comes over here, and I'm pulling it up just to tighten it. I'm not squeezing too hard. I do not want to damage this line. Okay? And pulled it through. And now I can tighten this screw again. Let's do the other side. Well, the other side seems to be pretty tight right now. I'm going to retie this, keep it together. There we go. Now I've got a little concern here. I'm not sure if you can see it. Let me get you really close. The cord looks like it's getting just a little bit frayed on both sides. And what happens is that it goes through here, back and forth, and and no doubt that's what's causing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little paraffin wax on this portion on both sides, and I'm hoping that that's going to help reduce some of the friction as it goes through. So I'm going to drop the rudder down, and I'm going to turn it to one side. That way we can expose more of the cord here. Taking a little chunk of paraffin wax out of this package. And I'm gonna put it on a piece of tin foil and heat it up with a lighter. I want to get it softened. Doesn't this look illegal? There we go, you can see it melting. Just gonna take some of it with my fingers and rub it on the Okay, now I'm going to turn the rudder in the other direction, and I'll be able to expose some more of the lines. Now I'll put the access panel back. I'm gonna clean away the area first. Make sure there's no sand and salt deposits. Now we're going to check to see how much free play we have. I don't even need the tape measure because there's very little, less than 1/4 of an inch here. So before I'd have to move this handle, as you saw on the video, a little bit out to here before it started to engage the rudder. Now as soon as I move it, the rudder's moving. So hopefully this helps you. I am still concerned with the lines back here. You saw it frayed a little bit. What I'm going to do, and I recommend for you, is to buy another set of lines to have in the event that one of these does break down the road. I'm going to check it probably every couple of months, and if it gets worse, I'm just going to replace them. The last thing you want to do is be out of commission and not be able to go out fishing because you're waiting on a shipment to come from Hobie or wherever it is we have to order it from. So hopefully this helped you. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and the bell notification icon. Thanks again, and look forward to the next video soon.